All new action cameras come with built-in stabilisation, but we always used to use gimbals. Now, I still do wonder that, is there a place for gimbals in mountain biking? So when I first started making some mountain bike content for like Instagram and stuff, I used to film with a GoPro Hero 5 and then one of these gimbals. This is the Phaotech WG2 gimbal. It was really, really good. And you just wear it on your chest and you could just get some super smooth footage. And the best thing about it is that it didn't matter what conditions was, whether it's dark, whether it's light, whether it's bumpy or whatever. It just always used to get some really nice, super smooth and crisp shots. So let's have a little look at some old examples. I've got some videos lined up of when I used to ride with the gimbal and we can see what it looks like and sort of have a little compare to the footage we get nowadays on the new cameras. This trail is called Proper Bow at Surrey Hills. Really, really nice trail. And like just straight away with the gimbal, you can just see how smooth the footage looks. Like the camera's staying still the whole time, bike's moving around you, but it's just so smooth throughout. So yeah, again, down this rough section here, super smooth, very bumpy, but you can see quite a lot of speed and just the gimbal's just holding it perfectly smooth. This trail, super fun again, just got some nice flow on this, but also a lot of tech when it comes to the end. And as you can see straight away with like these rough drops and some of these braking berms, like it's just super smooth. We've got this sort of rutty sort of gully section now, super smooth throughout. You can see the bike working around you underneath, but the footage is just staying nice and clear. Pretty fast speed going down here as well. This isn't quite related, but it was still filmed on a gimbal. And this is Northern Monkey at Surrey Hills. If you know it, then you'll know some pretty fun gap jumps, pretty sizable as well. So coming in on this train, I'm at the back on the Norco site. What a bike that was, first proper full sus. Look at that, gap jumps. Again, lovely foggy day, it was really cool for this. And just, yeah, some super fun jumps. Really nice, well made, really, really good flowing. A little sort of step up at the end. Right, moving on to another clip. This is the narrow rooty trail, about 10 seconds in. So again, this is quite a fast sort of trail. We've got this jump coming up. Again, super smooth throughout. Now what I really like is just how crisp and clear the footage is. It's like, it's just so nice. You can see the bike, really good detail on the trees. Plus, you've then got so much more speed coming through here as well, especially coming down this section here. Building up a little bit of speed, a bit of flow, and then it gets quite technical again. But you can just see that camera just holds it really steady as we're bouncing over these routes now, all the way to the end. But yeah, this is a GoPro Hero 5, so this is like 5 generations out, maybe even more. I don't know what GoPro on now, on like the 11 or 12, so it's like 6 or 7 generations out, and it's yeah, really impressive footage. Shout out to the Norco site as well. That was a great bike, first full suspension bike, sick. Honestly, I want to strip it down and get the frame on the wall sometime, but I don't know where I'm going to put it, but somewhere, it's going to look sick. Right, Supernova, let's run it up. Let's get to the main section, about 1 minute. Right, dropping in, Supernova, absolutely amazing trail at Surrey Hills on pitch. Got this sort of bit through the forest here. Now this is just super fun. You can see the speed as it's like the narrow trees, got that motion blur. It's really, really nice. Again, super smooth, got some big jumps coming up. Again, as we land, yeah, nice and smooth. And this is what I mean. It shows the speed as well so much more. You can bring that shutter speed down, and it just looks so nice. And like I say, just really crisp throughout the whole time. That darker section at the start of Supernova, it can get quite grainy, but because the gimbal can allow for any shakiness, you can have that sort of slower shutter, and it just looks really, really nice. Going in for the log run. Can we do it? Can we do it? Bit wet. Balancing. There it is. Nice. Lovely, lovely trail. Now this actually doesn't have any purpose at all, but it's just a really cool drone shot. It's in the folder, so definitely want to check this out because this is really, really cool. Nice little follow on an FPV drone. I want to get some more videos of this because this just looks so good. As us riding. Really nice sunny day as well, dusty trails, super fun. Getting that crazy drone shot, super cool. Chasing, a guy called Jack in front of me trying to chase him down. It's good. There's James. Yeah, just super cool shot. Needs to get some more of this. Like he's getting really good at the drone pilot stuff. So I really want to get some cool videos like this because this is just insane. Looking at these videos, it gave me an idea. I thought, is there any way we can get new cameras like the DJI Osmo, which if you watch my channel, you'll know I really, really love this camera. Is there any way we can get an awesome new technology camera like this, but put it in a gimbal and see what that looks like? So I had a little try at my desk and I managed to get the DJI camera to sit in the gimbal nicely and then turned it on and it held it nice and still. So I thought this could be a really, really good idea to get really, really good footage. So out on the trail today and we went and had a go at testing this, but unfortunately it didn't quite go to plan. Now as you can see, the camera keeps falling to one side and I was looking after at the videos and it's nowhere near what it used to be. So I could just see that every time I slightly tapped the camera, it just fell to one side. Now it's strange because I was convinced that this DJI is quite a light camera, it's quite small, and the gimbal goes all the way up to GoPro Hero 8, which is still pretty much the same size as this. So I'm guessing that it's just the weight balance isn't right, but it's strange because I did feel like that camera would be about the same as a GoPro Hero 8. So we've got a nice little drop section. Got a proper sign this time. Over. Let's do it. Don't want to go too fast here because it's a bit of a drop. There we go. Back in. Whoa, he's coming flying. Boy. That was good. Lovely, controlled. Little jump. And then in. Oh, the speed. These are good. I'm liking this. In mountain biking, cameras have got a bit of a tough game. We've got low light even when it's a nice sunny day. Those dense trees can just cover the light and make everything quite dark. And then also, mountain biking is super rough, technical, heavy, big descents. That's why we've got those big full suspension bikes to soak it all up for us. But the camera's not got that, so the camera's having to work constantly to smooth it out and give us that stable footage. One of my favourite places to ride actually. It can be really tough to film some good footage because it's really, really dense. So even in the light, it still looks dark, and it's also pretty rough and some pretty crazy trails. So the camera really struggles, and I always notice that you find the camera will increase the ISO, but that just gives you this grainy effect. Lovely. Then there's the shutter speed. You can slow that right down, allow in more light, and it creates some really cool motion blur. The problem though, with the image stabilization, it just can't cater for all those big heavy bumps, so you end up just getting some super shaky footage. Don't know where I'm going. So the reason I liked this gimbal footage is, as I said, no matter whether it's dark or light, you can just get those really nice crisp shots, which is also really good during winter when it can just be quite dark and it gets dark earlier anyway as well. Another benefit of the gimbal is it actually shows some true speed. So the new cameras, they are really good, super detailed, but sometimes it feels like they're almost too good. Like everything's in focus when you're flying down the trail. So it then takes away any motion blur and just makes it seem like you're just dawdling down the trail, when actually you could be flying at lightning speed, getting a king of the mountain.
Oh, I'm chucking it in all over the place.
It's a bit messy.
This is a bit messy.
Getting a bit drifty. This is a good test of stabilisation. Just getting a bit bumpy. Ooh, cheers. So the gimbal allows you to slow that shutter right down so that we can have some motion blur and it actually looks like we're flying down the trail. So comparing that old footage to some of the stuff we get nowadays, like you're talking about a camera that's like 7 generations older, but I sort of feel like I prefer the older stuff. It's just really nice and smooth, really nice and clear, and you just can always get a good shot. And like I said, one of my favourite places being quite dense forest, dark and pretty techy, I always find it hard to get really good footage, where on the gimbal it always used to do that. I did some research online and I just can't find anything to do with wearable gimbals for like the newer action cameras. So if you know of any setups out there, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to try them. But as I said, it's just a bit of a problem I find, because the new cameras are awesome and they're doing so well, but for mountain biking I do feel like we're struggling a little bit to find that perfect camera that can just do everything really well. So I think the gimbal will really help with that. So I do feel like we've moved away from gimbals maybe a little bit too soon. But let me know in the comments as always, and please, if you enjoyed, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week for another ride.